You think you're observing reality? But what if I told you it's actually reflecting you? Every fear, every belief, every assumption, like a silent, obedient mirror. Every argument you've had, every opportunity you missed, every relationship that broke apart or never started, even the things you thought were random, they're not random, they're reflections. This is the mirror principle, the idea that your inner world, the identity you secretly carry, the emotions you suppress, the story you believe about who you are, is constantly projected outward and becomes your reality. Not in some vague spiritual way, but in a very real, practical, deeply personal way. So, let's go deeper. Because once you understand this, truly understand it, you'll never see your life the same way again.
I remember a moment. One of those ordinary afternoons that suddenly turns into a lightning strike of realization. I was sitting in traffic, angry, not just irritated, but boiling, over something someone had said to me earlier. Words that shouldn't have mattered, and yet they hit something raw, something old. I kept replaying the moment, the insult, the tone, over and over like a broken record. But then I caught myself thinking, why does this bother me so much? Why do I care what they think? And that's when it hit me. I wasn't reacting to them. I was reacting to the part of me that believed what they said might be true. That's when I first saw it. The mirror. That person didn't show me who they were. They showed me who I was afraid I might be. This is how it works. Life keeps placing people, events and challenges in front of you, not as punishments or coincidences, but as reflections of your inner identity, of what's unresolved, of what you believe, often unconsciously, to be true about yourself and the world. It's not happening to you, it's happening through you.
Now let's slow down and really sit with this. Because I know at first it can feel frustrating, almost unfair. You're telling me that the toxic people, the failures, the loneliness, are all my doing? No, not exactly. It's not about blame, it's about responsibility. Blame says, this is your fault. Responsibility says, this is your power. You see, you can't change what you don't own, and that's the gift of the mirror principle. It gives you back the steering wheel. Imagine waking up in a room full of mirrors. Some show your beauty, your strength. Others show your wounds, your fears, your shame. Would you smash the mirrors, or would you start asking why they reflect what they do? Because the world is your room of mirrors, and every reflection is a clue. Let's talk science for a second. In neuroscience, there's a phenomenon called mirror neurons. These are specialized brain cells that activate not only when we perform an action, but also when we observe someone else performing it. In other words, your brain doesn't fully distinguish between doing and witnessing. It reflects the energy, intention, and emotion of others as if it's your own. But here's the twist. It's a two-way mirror. Your internal state also shapes how you perceive others. Ever notice how, when you're feeling confident and joyful, people seem kinder? Doors seem to open? And when you're anxious or ashamed, the same world feels colder, more closed, even aggressive? The external didn't change. You did. Your nervous system, your emotional filters, your cognitive biases, they're all coloring the mirror. Carl Jung called this projection, the unconscious transfer of our inner world onto the people and situations around us. You don't just see others, you see your own shadows, reflected. Here's a question to pause and ask yourself right now. What has your mirror been reflecting lately? Take a moment, seriously, breathe, think. Is life feeling hostile, unfair, distant? Is it showing you love, flow, connection? Or is it showing you patterns you thought you left behind? Whatever it's showing, there's a message there. A mirror doesn't lie. It simply reflects. If what we've unpacked so far is making you reflect, pause for a moment and comment below. What has your mirror been reflecting back to you lately? I'd love to hear.
Let me tell you another story. There was a woman I once knew who could never quite hold on to love. Every relationship she entered would start with fireworks and end with silence. At first she thought it was just bad luck. I attract the wrong men, she'd say. But as time went on, the pattern became undeniable, so she started therapy, deep work, journaling, meditation. She looked inward, and what she discovered floored her. Beneath her charm, her warmth, her kindness, was a buried belief. I'm not worthy of staying for. This belief had lived in her since childhood. Abandonment had imprinted it like a scar on her subconscious. And because she believed it, her nervous system expected abandonment. It braced for it. It subtly created situations that would confirm it. Her inner identity, I am not worth staying for, was shaping her external reality. Not because she wanted it to, but because the mirror obeys. Once she healed that root identity, everything changed. She started choosing differently, responding differently, and reality started reflecting back something entirely new. That's the power of the mirror principle.
Let's go deeper, because some of our deepest reflections aren't obvious. They don't show up as people or events. They show up as patterns, financial struggle that keeps repeating, self-sabotage that kicks in right before success, chronic health issues that seem to flare up with stress, feeling stuck no matter what you try. These patterns aren't punishments, they're feedback. Life is always giving you feedback. It speaks through emotion, through outcomes, through the tension between what you want and what you're actually experiencing. Want abundance, but life keeps handing you lack? Check the mirror. Is there a belief like, money is hard to come by, or I don't deserve more? Want deep love, but relationships feel distant? Check the mirror. Are you still guarded? Is part of you afraid to be seen? The mirror principle doesn't just show you where you are, it shows you what you believe, especially the beliefs you don't want to admit. And once you see it, you can change it. Let's talk identity, because this is the root of it all. Your identity isn't who you say you are, it's who you believe you are, at the deepest level. And it's been shaped over years, by childhood experiences, traumas, social conditioning, successes and failures. Your identity creates your expectations create your perception creates your behavior shapes your reality, and then your reality reinforces your identity. It's a loop, a feedback cycle, and the only way to break it, to change the mirror, is to interrupt the cycle at the root, your identity. You don't change reality by forcing the outer. You change it by becoming the kind of person who naturally attracts what you desire. Because life reflects who you are, not what you want. Listen to that again. Life reflects who you are, not what you want. Let me ask you something vulnerable. Who are you? When no one's watching, what do you secretly believe about yourself? Are you enough? Do you believe your presence matters? Or do you carry old echoes? I'm invisible. I'm a burden. I have to earn love. Because those echoes, they shape everything. They shape your posture, your tone of voice, the opportunities you reach for, the people you let into your life, and life, being the mirror that it is, responds accordingly. It's not personal, it's mechanical, but the beauty is, once you change what you see in the mirror, everything around you starts to shift, slowly, sometimes suddenly, but always meaningfully. Now let's stretch a bit further, into the quantum. In quantum physics, there's a principle called the observer effect. It shows that the act of observing a particle changes its behavior. In other words, reality behaves differently when it's being watched. You are not just a passive observer of life. You are an influencer of reality. Your consciousness, your expectations, your energy, they matter. If you wake up expecting rejection, your brain will filter reality to find it. If you wake up open to connection, your brain will filter reality to see it. This is not magical thinking. It's perceptual bias, and it's real. The brain processes over 11 million bits of information per second, but consciously we can only focus on about 50, which means your identity determines which 50 you see. It literally edits reality.
So, here's the invitation. Stop trying to fix the mirror. Stop begging the reflection to smile while you frown. Instead, shift from within. Ask, what part of me is being shown here? What identity am I wearing? What belief is this situation reflecting? And then, update the identity. Choose the belief that serves who you're becoming, not who you've been. Act as if you're already that version of you. Think, feel, walk, speak as them. Because the mirror doesn't respond to your desires. It responds to your being.
If you've made it this far, you're not here by accident. You're here because your soul is ready to remember, to reclaim, to rewrite the story it's been reflecting. So take a moment, let this sink in, and then ask yourself, what new identity am I ready to embody? The mirror is waiting. Before we wrap up, let me offer you something. If this message spoke to you, I want to give you a free copy of my eBook, The Magic of Affirmations. But this isn't just a book of words. It's a tool to help you reprogram the very identity that shapes your reality. It's designed to guide you step by step, not just in saying affirmations, but in becoming them, so that when you speak them, your mirror has no choice but to reflect them back. You can find the link to download it below. And if you're ready to take this deeper, I made a video about overcoming overwhelming emotions and achieve transformation. It's the perfect next step if you're feeling stuck in emotional loops and want a real practical way out, because once you see the mirror, you can't unsee it. But more importantly, you don't need to be afraid of it anymore. It's not judging you, it's just waiting to reflect who you really are. Until next time, stay aware, stay courageous, and remember, every moment is a chance to change the reflection.